Hello everyone. My name is Dr. Koyeli Sengupta and I'm a consultant in Developmental Paediatrics at the SRCC Children's Hospital managed by Narayana Health. Many families today are worried that the online learning situation may kill the competitive spirit in their children. This is what I have been telling such families. The current situation due to COVID-19 is causing quite a strain on everyone's emotional health. This is an unprecedented crisis. No one has experienced this before, and it is also unpredictable. No one knows when it will end. In addition, all the resources that usually help us tide over such crisis periods, especially our social contacts, are being able to meet and share with our near and dear ones, our social gatherings, as well as many of the simple things that bring us joy and provide a distraction, like simply being able to step out for a movie or to go get an ice cream together. All of this has just come to an abrupt end. This is leading to increased anxiety and decreased motivation and enthusiasm levels in everyone, and especially in many of our children. In such a scenario, all of us who care for children, including parents, teachers, extended family members, and professionals, have to create an environment that encourages learning without, and I emphasize, without increasing the mental health burden on our children. So, together, let us think of ways in which we can help our children cope with this new way of studying, in which they are no longer part of a regular competitive classroom environment. In fact, collaboration is more important at this point than competition. Competition in some ways forces our children only to think of themselves. However, right now, let us encourage our children to collaborate with each other, because that builds connectedness. Let us encourage them to think of ways in which maybe they can have small study groups together, do assignments collaboratively. And the hope is that doing this kind of collaborative work will in fact build mental and emotional well-being and encourage learning.
I'm Dr. Pervin Dadachanji. I'm a child and adolescent psychiatrist attached to SRCC Children's Hospital, Mumbai. How can parents handle the financial stress in these trying times? Loss of job, managing expenses, school fees, etc. So the first thing to remember is that it is normal to be worried about it. Almost everyone is worried about losing a job or facing a pay cut. Then to also understand that one needs to compartmentalize one's worries. If you worry the whole day, you're obviously not going to be able to manage looking after the kids, doing your other things, doing your work. So if you can differentiate things which you can control and things which you cannot control. So for example, you can control the fact that you can work hard towards keeping that job of yours. What you can't control is losing the job or getting a pay cut. Another important thing is to reach out, whether it is to a spouse. If you feel your spouse may get really anxious about it, then maybe talking to a friend, a mentor, a sibling, etc. Because when you speak about what you're feeling, it also reduces the burden on you. And sometimes you also get a different perspective where you realize that, I am not really in that bad a state. I know lots of people who say that we can't meditate, it's very difficult to do that, but just doing some breathing exercises also helps us to feel much calmer. And of course the usual looking after yourself, where it is about sleep or whether it's about nutrition, it's about exercise, and of course spending time with the family, because I think that is something which really gives us a lot of joy.
Many parents have questions about what to do about physical activity for their children during the corona lockdown period. We do know that physical activity is extremely important for children. In fact, the recommendations is that children above the age of 5 should be physically active for more than 60 minutes per day. Physical activity develops healthy bones, builds coordination, strength, good posture, balance, and improves attention and even self-esteem. However, because of the current situation, many parents, and probably rightly so, have been scared to send their children out. Our recommendation is to approach the situation with caution and not undue fear. For those children who are able to follow instructions about safety, like social distancing and good hand washing hygiene, and there is an opportunity, such children can step out, maybe in the space outside their buildings or homes, with masks on, and spend some time doing an activity that they enjoy. It could be skipping, dribbling a ball, a few rounds of cycling, or even a run around the building. But for others who may not have a safe space around their residence, or where the children are not able to follow instructions either because they are too young or struggle with following instructions for any reason, please think of what can be done for keeping them physically active at home. Old-time games like langri, simple yoga exercises, dance and aerobic routines, or even movement-based chores can be explored. It is very important to remember that you should be doing what the child prefers, or it will be another thing that you will be forcing your child into. As parents, you may also want to consider joining in with the child occasionally, because it makes it more fun and makes it feel less of an activity for both of you. Please remember, keeping our children healthy means taking care of their physical and emotional health and all-round development. Thank you.
How do you manage your work from home as well as children who are either doing schooling online or little kids who are all over the place? Some of the tips. The first thing that you do is divide your duties. So both the partners need to have their duties divided when it comes to housework, that these are the things that each one is going to do. If possible, see that both of you can manage your day in such a way that when one parent is busy helping with the child with online classes, the other parent could do her work and later on take over the job of being with the child. Sometimes that may still be difficult. Both have to go for a particular meeting at the same time. So what do? If you have no help, then what would work is giving your child something very special to do at that time. It could either be a special Lego, or if you don't have anything else to do, even something to watch on TV or on the computer for that little time may help. Another thing which is very important is to schedule your day, and schedule it a day in advance, because when you decide in the morning what you need to do and how you are going to manage, half of your day has gone. This is called decision fatigue. Also, maintain your boundaries very clearly. So once you finish with your work, you close your work laptop and you don't deal with it till the next day. I think when we work from home, we don't keep these boundaries. Also, weekends are sacrosanct to relax, to be with the family. Recreational things which you can do with your kids, playing a game, having something innovative like having little stations in the house where one could be London, one could be Lonavala, one could be something else, where kids can go from one place to another. Anything which is imaginative really appeals especially to small children. with older kids, just interacting with them, talking about something, maybe even watching something with them. What also helps is maybe doing a little sort of interesting thing like cooking together. That would also help. Me time is very important, where the parent has some time to do things for herself or himself, which is completely not connected with the house. So it could be either painting, or it could be having a call with your friends, and maybe it can be arranged in such a way that that time one parent is with the kids, so one can do one's me time without any disturbance. And of course, the usual things of maintaining sleep routines, nutrition, eating on time, spending time doing some form of exercise, whether it's a walk or doing a Zumba class or whatever. So all these things would help us to have that time for ourselves, and when we are there with our children, we are not burnt out.